I have an update for everyone regarding the twin flame unions and waves that I got from Jesus on 12/22 actually. I have a post at the beginning of my Instagram page, or it's pinned at the top of my Instagram, that has a breakdown from Jesus on the percentage of twins that were in union at that point and the different waves, the 7 different waves, when they met, when they will be in union no later than approximately, because timelines are always variable. And so I wanted to get an update from him. And then that led into some other questions that also answered additional questions that have gotten from people. And so I'm going to start with the update, and then I'm also going to explain to you what activation means, like when your twin flame journey is activated. I actually had a conversation with him about that too. And that also led into cases where your twin flame is famous and what that means and what the purpose of it is, because it seems a lot harder for you to come into union, right? And we'll probably touch on twin rays here too. I'm going to try and keep this short though, so hopefully that will be successful. We'll see. Let me start with the update. Okay, as of now, or actually, hold on. Going back to my original post, on 11/21/21 last year, Jesus told me that at that point in time, there were 10% of twins in union, that there would be 15% by the end of 2021, and that 2022 would have an increase of 30% for a total of 45% twins in union by the end of the year. 2022 was a huge year for twin flame unions, primarily for the first wave, but not exclusively, okay? And then after that, it will... Sorry, I'm laughing. You'll understand why in a little bit. So then I asked for 2023, how many will come into union, and I got another 20%. 2024, another 15%, and then every year after that, another 5% until 2028, when all twins will be in union by the end of 2028. And for twin flames, not twin rays, but for twin flames, union is guaranteed. Okay, so that's what I was told. This is also on the top of my Instagram page, just so you know. So I asked Jesus last week on 12/22 what total number of twins are in union now at the end of 2022, and he told me 50%. So that is 5% more than what was projected. He originally projected 45% of twins to be in union by the end of 2022, and it's actually 50%. And that makes a lot of sense with so much that I have seen myself and from other people about timeline shifts happening. The 12/12 portal especially brought about a lot of timeline shifts. So the reason why I laughed is because last week when I asked for the update, I asked Jesus how many twins will be in union over the course of 2023, so by the end of 2023, and he told me 15%. And I had meant to look back at my original chart to see what I was told last year, and I forgot to. You watched me read it, and I laughed because I was told 20% for 2023, bringing the total to 65%. And what I was told a year ago was 15%, bringing the total to 65%. And that difference was 5%. The difference at the end of the year was 5%. So Jesus accounted for it without me even realizing that. Like, this is one of those times where he tells me something and it's correct without me, before I check it. So he originally told me 45% and 20%, equaling 65% by the end of 2023. And now it's changed to be 50% by the end of 2022. Another 15% over 2023, and that will bring the total to 65%. So it will still result in the same end total by the end of 2023, as of now at least, but 5% came into union sooner than expected. Now, that being said, there's also a small number who were supposed to be in union already who aren't just yet. And so that's when I went down by wave. So let me pull up the wave chart. Okay, so first wave twins had their twin flame journey activated within 1999 to 2013. I believe there are still some outliers to that too, that they might have been activated before 1999, although there is a difference between activated and when they met. So that could be why I've had people tell me that they met their twin before 1999. but maybe their twin flame journey wasn't activated until after that. So anyway, first wavers had their twin flame journey activated between 1999 and 2013, and they are meant to be in union no later than December 2022, which is obviously now. So when I asked for my update, I asked Jesus, okay, well, what percentage of first wave twins are in union now, like when they were supposed to be? He told me 98%. So 2% are still need to come into union. It likely is due to happen at any time. And if you recall in my videos that I posted last week, Magdalena channeled that there is an acceleration of twin flame unions happening now from basically to the December solstice through March 2023, and there will be an influx in unions by March 2023. Well, I asked Jesus about this. Part of that is going to be those 2% of remaining first wave twins, which there's likely a reason why yours was, if you are in that 2% of the first wave that still isn't in union yet, there's likely a reason why it was shifted into the beginning of 2023. It may or may not have to do with you. Like, it could have to do with something with your personal journeys. It might also be astrological or spiritual. Like, spirit might be wanting to align a certain number with the beginning of the new year instead of the end of 2022. I don't know exactly. I have some theories. I'm in that 2%. I think that possibly spirit wants like all the energy of karmic endings to be in 2022 and to not have that fresh beginning, new start energy until we are in the new year. I'm not sure exactly. That's a theory. And like I said, it can vary for each person. But anyway, so that's what it is for first wave. First wave twins should all be in union by March 2023. However, I always have to put this out there for anyone, even when personal readings, like timelines are always subjective to change, because things can happen in the 3D, things can happen spiritually that we don't even understand, that can cause changes. So you always have to be flexible with that, okay? So then, now let's shift over to the second wave. Second wave had their journeys activated between 2013 and 2016. To be clear, I meant the end of those years, or the end number, it's the end of that year. The beginning number, it's the beginning of that year, if that makes sense. I didn't specify that on here, but that was a question at one point in time. So like the beginning of 2013 to the end of 2016. Makes sense? And it's supposed to be union no later than June 2023, which when it's the June or March dates, it's the equinox or solstice. So, second wave. There are currently 25% of second wave twins in union. He still says union by June 2023. And there will be a 50% jump for second wave twins in union by March. So this acceleration period between the December equinox and the December solstice and the March equinox is going to have a 50% jump in second wave twin flame unions. So they'll go from 25% in union to 75% in union. You're following me? So we should have the last 2% of first wave and 50% of second wave, all by March 2023. And then for the rest of that March to June that I had just said, union by June 2023, that last 25% should be coming into union from March to June. Again, it might not be 100%, just like it wasn't 100% with the first wave. I also think that maybe there's that little bit in order to help bring. I got cut off there. I was saying I also suspect that another reason for that like little bit of carryover with like the 2% going into the new year, for example, I also think that might be to help bring in the next wave, to help initiate the next wave's flows into union, if that makes sense. So that can be part of it too, because I did also channel, if you guys remember, that each union is like a little mini energy portal, and the combination of unions together creates bigger energy flow events in the world for humanity, for ascension. So spirit is creating these union portals so that groups of twin flames are coming into union together in order to create these bigger energy events. So the little bit, the 2% of first waivers that are going into the beginning of 2023, that could be in order to create energy momentum for the beginning of 2023 and to help the second wave, get rolling, to complete their unions by June. Make sense? So that's my thought process. That's my theory. Usually when I ask Jesus about my theories, they end up being true, but that's my thought process. So, so there will be a timeline jump and accelerator from December to March, and then that last 25% by June. Third wave. Third wave twins were activated between the beginning of 2016 and the end of 2018. They are meant to come into union no later than March 2024. There are currently 10% of third wave twins in union now. Just so you know, I'm going to repeat the dates, but he told me that the rest of the dates are all the same, that there's no changes at all. Okay, so fourth wave, activated between the beginning of 2018 and the end of 2019. Union by March 2025. Fourth wave has 2% of twins in union right now. Fifth wave, activated between 2019 and 2021. Union no later than December 2026. And again, 2% of those twins are already in union now. So this is important to note, that when I say that, like, for third, fourth, and fifth wave, there's a small percentage that are already in union. That's why you need to, when I say union by, that doesn't mean you're going to necessarily have to wait that long. You can't get into a negative mindset about that. You do have to be open to that possibility and be okay with it. But that doesn't mean that you definitely have to wait that long. Union can be at any time when you're both ready. Focus on your healing, focus on staying positive, and you will help be able to manifest. See if there's any spiritual healing needed, and you will help the process along, okay? Okay, so that's third, fourth, and fifth wave. Sixth wave, that have the twin flame journey activated from the beginning of 2021 to the end of 2023. They will achieve union no later than March 2027, and no one in that wave is in union yet. Seventh wave journey activated between the beginning of 2023, so the seventh wave hasn't even met yet, and the end of 2026, and they will achieve union by the end of December 2028. And again, of course, none of those twins are in union yet. They haven't even met yet. Or they haven't even been activated yet. So that's the wave breakdown. I channeled that directly from Jesus. He gave me all of the specific dates and everything. Now, a common question is, what does it mean when your journey is activated? And that can have a different meaning for everybody, because there's many different versions of how twin flames meet, or how twin flames come together and have their journeys activated, because some twins meet and their journeys are activated immediately. Some twins meet early on in life and they don't come back together. They don't meet again until much later in life. I have twin flame clients who have been married for years, and then their journey is activated and they go into separation. So exactly what that means is different for each person and is hard to define. I asked Jesus to define it because I was curious about myself and my friend. And it led to some questions, and I asked Jesus to define it. What is the activation? He said, you are always twin flames spiritually in all dimensions. 3D activation occurs when you meet physically. Which wave you are in is indicated by the method and time of separation. So, I know that's a little bit confusing. So your activation is actually different from which wave you're in. And that's something that I didn't know when I originally made this chart. The chart says you are activated within, but that is not the indicator of which wave you're in. And I didn't know that at the time. So when your twin flame journey is activated, your twin flame journey is activated when you physically meet. And I did clarify with him, I don't remember if I wrote that down in here, but I did clarify with him that when you meet doesn't have to be like I can reach out and touch you. It can be if you meet online, or if you see them online or something like that, because that's the case for celebrity or famous twins. But it's when there's something that happens in the physical world. It's not spiritual. Make sense? So your twin flame journey is activated when you meet, but which wave you are in, and I feel like when the heavier part of the journey starts is when is determined by the method and time of separation. And so that's where it gets into the differences between, like, some twins get to be together for a certain period of time and be happy before they go into separation, and other twins pretty much go into separation right away, or they're never really together in the first place. Like, they have interactions, they might have a casual relationship, or who knows, but they aren't, but they have, like, I don't know what I was going to say. Totally lost my train of thought. You get the point, though. Some get to be together for a period of time, some don't. And especially if you meet online, like, you're automatically in separation right away. So the method and time of separation is a little more straightforward, but the method is really hard to define. I tried to define that with him, but it was really hard. So method means the circumstances of the relationship and how separation happens. And that's where I mean, like, it really comes down to each individual. Like, it would be hard for me to provide a specific enough definition for everyone to instantly understand. You have to have some amount of inner knowing and understanding to be able to determine what your method of separation was and when it occurred. It can also mean when there is a conscious recognition of the connection being more significant, because sometimes people have that, sometimes they don't. There is no specific definition to the method of separation. But like I said, some of you, it'll actually be a normal separation. Some of you will meet and you're already immediately in separation because you have long distance, you're over the internet or whatever, or it's a celebrity or a famous person. And some of you will have, ups and downs, and it's hard to tell. It might be hard for you to tell and figure out exactly when or what your method of separation is, but this is what I have to go by right now. So like I said, you have to trust your own inner knowing as well. For some, the time of activation and which wave are the same, but for others, they are different. So that means, just like I was talking about, the time of activation is when you meet. For some of you, when you meet and which wave you're in are the same. And for others, they're different, because there are some twins who have been able to, there's two examples I'm thinking of. Twins who have been able to be married for a long period of time before going into separation, and then also twins who met, like, as kids practically, and then don't reconnect until years later. Those are the ones that they're not going to be the same. I do think that the most are going to be the same. I think that any twins who don't start off with any type of normal relationship are probably going to be the same. Of the activation and which wave you're in are going to be the same. The ones that are more confusing are the ones who either spend a period of time together before having that heavy separation period start, and I'm talking about years, or those who meet in childhood early on in life and then don't reconnect until later on, because the focus is going to be on the reconnection for which wave you're in. Okay, now, it's a lot about when you have the conscious recognition that this is something different, but can't find your way together. I think that's coming down to, like, the waves. Not that the activation is automatic when you meet, but when it comes down to the waves and the spiritual rebirth process, that's when you're realizing this is not a normal relationship. This is a bigger deal. There's a reason why I can't let this person go. So which wave you're in is kind of going along with that. It's going along with the separations, and when you're having those epiphanies about this is not your normal relationship. There's more happening here. And it's a knowing. Like I said, you have to know within. It's a knowing. Okay, so yes, like I said, the journey can be activated from seeing or meeting your twin online or in the media for celebrity twins. And it would be activated for both twins, even though with celebrity or famous twins, the other one's not going to see you, only you're going to see them. But you will have that, both twins will be activated, I should say. So they will start their soul journey process and their rebirth process too, even if they, it's probably more confusing for them because they don't know what's going on or why or even who. A lot of those twins, depending on their level of awakening, are connecting in the astral realm, are connecting spiritually, higher self to higher self, but not all. Okay, so keep that in mind too. With famous twins. So, I was told that some will meet and unite and some won't, which I know that's really hard because you're going through this really difficult journey and you feel like you're supposed to be with this person, but they're famous, and how? And so how do you reconcile those two things? How do you reconcile the fact that you're a twin flame, you're supposed to be with this person, but they're famous, you may not even meet them, and then now you're being told that you might not at all. So then it's like, how? Why am I even a twin flame with this person? You know, it's a tough pill to swallow for sure. This is where twin rays come into play. I have been talking about twin rays more recently. That's when I started channeling information about them over the summer. And just as a reminder, twin rays are twin flames also. Both are twin souls, but twin flames are the first group of 144,000 twin flames who are guaranteed to come into union in this ascension cycle because they have completed all of their soul journey growth and lessons necessary prior to this lifetime, and their souls agreed and contracted to come into union this lifetime for the purpose of assisting humanity with ascension. So the twin flames, both souls are completely all in, are completely ready, and they are guaranteed to come into union. Twin rays are twin flame souls also, but they're not 100% ready yet. They either still have soul growth lessons, or they still have awakening, or they're being tested. Maybe they have spiritual warfare that needs to be defeated or fixed, and maybe they're not up to the task of doing that this lifetime. I have seen twin flames who the divine feminines have chosen not to take care of the spiritual warfare. And if you don't defeat the spiritual warfare, then your twin flame union will be blocked. Spiritual warfare is the only thing that can block union. So if that is a test that you are not ready to pass, you're not going to come into union yet, just so you know. I do recall saying, I don't have my twin ray information pulled up in front of me, but I do recall that for twin rays, it's up to the divine feminine. It's not up to the divine masculine. The divine masculine follows the divine feminine's lead. So energetically and spiritually, the divine feminine is the one making the decisions. If the divine feminine chooses not to defeat the spiritual warfare, union won't happen. That's the divine feminine's decision. If the divine feminine chooses to run from the connection, chooses to give up, because twin rays have more free will than twin flames. True twin flames, that original first group of 144,000, they have chosen to allow soul will to override free will completely for this lifetime. Twin rays still have some interplay between free will and soul will. So twin ray divine feminines can choose to give up on their twin flame journey if it's too hard, if they can't handle it, if they're just not ready yet. Now, that does not mean that you get to turn off the connection. You will always feel the connection. You will always feel the pull. You will always have the thoughts, because it's part of your soul growth journey, and it's spirit pushing you. It's your own higher self pushing you, and you might have to go through another lifetime of it to graduate, so to speak, to learn everything and reach union. But you don't get off scot-free. You're still going to have that pull, and you won't be able to completely turn it off, even if you give up and move on. Okay, so to wrap up about twin rays, like I said, a percentage of twin rays can come into union this lifetime as long as they don't give up, as long as they persevere and trust and believe it. I mean, it also depends on the circumstances, because look at the celebrity twins. It may be a case where you won't meet in the 3D. You won't meet physically other than seeing them, and that you don't really have a choice in that case. I'm going to talk more about that in a second. But if you do know your twin in real life and you are twin rays, you can come into union as long as you continue to persevere, do what you are guided to do. If you have to fix anything like spiritual warfare, and continue through your awakening process. Jesus told me that this is exactly what Jesus told me about twin rays. Quoted, "Rays are another different type of connection, and they are not soulmates. They are souls split from each other at creation, just like twin flames, and they unite at the end of their ascension process. But twin flames are at the end of their ascension process. Twin rays are not at the end of their ascension process. Whether or not they can achieve that in their current lifetime depends on the divine feminine and the divine feminine's choices." So hopefully that helps with some explanation of that. I know it's confusing. That's the most important points. In order to come into union, you have to be completely spiritually devoted. You have to not give up, and you have to follow all of Spirit's guidance. So now when it comes to the famous twins, like I said, some will meet, some will not. 20% of famous or celebrity twins are true twin flames who are guaranteed to come into union. So that means 80% of the famous twins are twin rays instead of twin flames. 30% of famous or celebrity twins will meet. I keep saying both because I think of celebrity as like really famous, but there's so many people now who are famous and they're not really like big A-list celebrities. You know, they're YouTubers or influencers or whatever. So that's why I say both. But anyway, so 30% of famous twins will actually meet in the real world, but 20% are guaranteed for union as true twin flames. But that also means if only 30% will actually meet, that means 70% of famous twins will never meet in real life. Twin rays with famous twins who they won't meet are twins because it is part of their soul growth and awakening process in this lifetime for both twins, and they do all have soulmates that they will find fulfillment with. So they are going through the twin flame process, but they will also meet a soulmate to find. That was everything, but I didn't want to leave it where I got cut off. And where I got cut off was saying that since of the famous twins, 20% are true twin flames who will come into union, are guaranteed to come into union. 80% are twin rays, and only 30% will actually even meet in real life, which means the 20% who are guaranteed to come into union and 10% of the twin rays will meet in real life. So any of the famous twins, or those of you who have a famous twin flame, even though you aren't guaranteed to even meet, you are going through this because, again, I know it's a tough pill to swallow. You are going through this because it is part of your soul growth process. It is part of your awakening process for this lifetime. For both of you, your souls chose this path. It's important to understand that your souls chose this. It's part of your ascension process, taking all of your lifetimes into consideration and in combination. The focus is not on this individual lifetime. The focus is on overall and on your soul preparing you for graduating, reaching enlightenment and ascending and leaving Earth and moving on to other places ultimately. Obviously that won't be in this lifetime for all of you, which sucks, I know. But even though you're going through this difficult, frustrating, and annoying twin flame process, and you don't even have that guarantee of union, you don't even have that guarantee of meeting your twin, do know that, and I did clarify with Jesus, that all of you do have soulmates who will bring happiness and fulfillment to your life, and you will meet your soulmate when the time is right. I feel like most likely you're going to go through a significant part of the twin flame process before meeting your soulmate, so that you will learn the necessary lessons in this lifetime before you get distracted by your soulmate. But some of you might also continue to experience some of the twin flame process even after you meet your soulmate. I would like to think that it'll be easier because you'll have your soulmate. So even if you still have a pull to your twin or have spiritual encounters, you will have your soulmate. I can't talk. And that will help cushion it. I feel like more so the twin flame process after meeting your soulmate will probably be awakening stuff. So opening up your spiritual gifts, helping you to gain greater understanding and awareness of the bigger picture of everything, and maybe even like spiritual interactions. But anyway, that's what you can expect, basically. So I hope that helps you guys. I'm sorry it's not the best information, but now you know and have some understanding of what's going to happen.